So this is, again, someone who is self-owned and is really exposing themselves, all right? Now, it doesn't sound much different than Megyn Kelly, except she goes even more. I mean, Megyn Kelly usually like talks shit about women, doesn't support women. But then she's talking shit about Lady Gaga. But I want you the whole time as she's talking about Lady Gaga, I want you to look at her face, but here it is.
Okay, I'm watching the halftime show, and I think it's actually the worst halftime show I've ever seen.
Oh, you'll lose half.
I haven't seen that. I don't care if I lose half my followers. Gary says I'm going to lose half of you. Goodbye. I think it's terrible. I was hoping it would get better, but it didn't. Lady Gaga, I would have loved. First of all, I didn't recognize her, so she must have had a facelift because I didn't recognize her. Did anybody recognize Lady Gaga? Oh, there was 5 of us here, and nobody recognized her. Nobody recognized her. And she didn't sing her traditional song, so that was another thing. And then Ricky Martin, I mean, that was like, I didn't recognize him either. I think he was wearing a wig, a bad wig, or he got a hair transplant. It didn't come out so good. I know I'm being critical, but that's the way I feel, and I just got to say it. I just got to say it the way I feel, Gary.
All right.
Gary doesn't agree.
No, I mean, look, I think it was very creative. I think that he's an unbelievable performer, Bad Bunny.
I don't think it was good for the Super Bowl.
I don't think it was a good
not
match.
Americana. It's the
I need to listen to somebody
250
else.
years we're celebrating this year. It's a 75 years on the Super Bowl, and I don't think it should have been. I feel like it was also a thing about, ICE and immigration. I don't know. I think there was subliminal messaging going on here. I'm just saying it's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my opinion.
Subliminal messaging, ICE and immigration. He said openly, no ICE or something like that. I forget what he said. ICE out at the Grammys. So, okay. There was no subliminal messaging. The whole thing was about positivity. He even said, God bless America. He even brought Lady Gaga on, in case you didn't understand, and part of the song, I guess you didn't, because when it says America, it's basically saying, America, is this what you want? And then boom, Lady Gaga comes up in the blonde hair and she starts doing her thing. And it says, if that's what you want, I'm giving it to you. Here's Lady Gaga. But you're too dumb to even know or be curious about it and find out exactly what they're doing, and too bigoted, and you're just blinded by your racism and your bigotry that you can't even do that. I think it was your husband, I don't know, it was your friend, whoever, Gary, you ever put him in there. He was trying to explain to you, I like it. No, I can't, it's bad. It's not white enough. And then Lady Gaga has a facelift and Ricky Martin has a bad, lady, look at you. You can see, we know where the injections went. And there's always a tell right here. When this little thing right here, you can see it. That little thing right there starts protruding, too much. Too much. Pss, pss. Then this starts to get fat right under the eye. Come on now. Don't mess with me. As one of my new friends would say, don't play with my time on Instagram. Don't play with my time. Because I'm going to play right back. Don't do that. Do not do that. Now, look, let me tell you something. Again, Rich Eisen has a word for you and for all of you. And then I'm going to get off of this. And he's going to explain to you why you're a racist, why you're a bigot, and from personal experience. Roll it.
Let's talk about Bad Bunny's halftime show. I was highly impressed at the jump, and then got more and more impressed as I learned more and more about it, because I didn't see a lot of what you saw on television. I ran to run an errand, if you will. I got back, and the setup had started, and it was just as the first notes were being played. And I thought to myself, my God, that's a lot of greenery on the field. Like, what is happening? And what is happening was a total, complete spectacle of joy. And I didn't understand a word of it. And all I could see was the building was rocking. The many Spanish-speaking people around me were losing their minds. It was joyous. And then, the ultimate message about the only thing more powerful than hate is love was awesome. And at the end, I just looked around and everyone was smiling and dancing. I understand the conversation around the Bad Bunny selection and how it is un-American or it is not welcome. I'll just say this. I sat next to Stuart Scott for 7 years when all he heard was from some people saying what you are doing and how you are doing it is wrong, and I don't like it, And it's because they sensed it wasn't for them, that Stewart wasn't talking to them. He was talking to an audience and saying things that was for that audience, and you're not part of that audience, and you felt it was exclusionary, rather than taking a moment and listening to what he was saying and how he was saying it and who he was saying it about and getting into it and understanding it. And I kind of got that vibe last night. He's not being exclusionary. He's trying to be inclusionary about what he's about and what his upbringing is and how it is uniquely American as well. And all I'm going to say is this, is that if you feel that your way of life and your value system and your upbringing is under attack, and you want your way of life and your upbringing to rule the day, the only way for you to feel respect for your way of life and your upbringing is to have mutual respect for someone else's and have a curiosity about it and an interest in it, to know that collectively we can all do it together. That's the message I got last night sitting in that stadium. And it's unfortunate if somebody didn't see it or sense it because they tuned it out before.
Did you hear that, bigots? Swallow that. And that's exactly what she did, that Jill Zarin, at the end of that video, when Gary, whoever it was trying to tell her that he was enjoying it. He was like, well, I don't think it's American, and I just don't. Thank you, Mr. Eisen. You got that? And I can understand that because I've been in that position before. Anytime you bring up something that is has something to do with race, or you're trying to educate people, or even you just say white people, you're a race baiter. It's like, no, I have a perspective that comes from being an African American man in this country. And I am free to share that. But I am open to any culture here in America, because that's really what America is about, except you. Everything has to be centered around you. And if you don't think that Kid Rock is a bigot, and if you don't think that Kid Rock is a creep, just look at his lyrics. And he can tell you how bigoted he is better than I can show you. Kid Rock, play it.
So he goes like, well, maybe Jay-Z will do it, which nothing against Jay-Z. I respect him for his hustle and, his music. But it seems like there's a little bit of a DEI hire there going on, to kind of like, black guys love Jay-Z. And of course, I'm not that ignorant. I know a lot of us love Jay-Z, not just black guys. But in the league where he had this problem, it seemed like, we'll bring him in. And so, Jay-Z's not going to take that position of power and that money. So, then they convened in a not for profit league until, they quietly got rid of that tax exempt status at some point, so Roger did not have to disclose his salary. So he had all sorts of problems. So he brings in Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is a DEI hire. I hope Jay-Z heard that, because I'm sure Jay-Z has a couple words for him. But Jay-Z is classy. He probably won't. He'll just be like, just blow it off. But that's how you know you're a bigot. So if you're standing for that, then you're standing for the wrong thing. That's all I'll say.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.